Hello.
Hey, hey,
Hey, you interrupted me. This is Melina from How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth. I am Melina, and she is. Who are you? She's crazy. That's who she is. Now, we're going to talk about a subject that really everybody associates with death. Okay, we're talking about grief. And although grief is associated with death, there are also other types of grief that can sorry um affect us,
attention hog, attention hog.
Yes. And I'm not sure if I had the list up on my thing. So when we go through, I will talk about some of the other types of issues that can cause grief. But it doesn't really matter what type it is. We generally go through the same 5 to 7 steps. And I will talk about those steps, but you can go through them. They aren't like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's what you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can go all over the place. You can do them at multiple times. You can be through with one and then go back to that one. It's just everybody grieves at their own pace, the way they do things, So the first thing that I am going to put up is what is grief? So let's see here. Okay, and I have learned something. Let's see if I can get it to do it. No, it's not. Dang it. It wouldn't do it. It did it when I wasn't recording, and now it won't do it. Was able to blow up, and now it won't blow up. So unless I get it over here. There we go. Helps if I get it on the right screen.
Uh-huh.
So it's what is grief, and I like the fact that I can blow it up so everybody can see it.
I knew there was a way to do it because I've seen other people do it, but I never.
Not all of them do
how.
it though. But not all of them do it. I had tried
Okay.
on some of them to do it, and they just wouldn't. I don't want that. I want to get it over here so we can see it. Okay. All right. Grief is a strong emotion that people experience when they lose someone or something that is close. Is that the same? All that word? That is close to them. It is, sorry, I don't have it memorized, a natural reaction, but it can affect us all differently. Okay. And I'm going to say everybody knows about the grief that is associated with death, but there is also a loss of relationship, such as marital relationships. People get divorced. Some people go through a grieving process because of that.
There's and some people yell and shout and go, hallelujah, God, they done left me. Woo, woo.
There's also a relationship such as
sorry about
the empty nesters. They lost their kids. Well, they haven't lost them, but they just went on to college or whatever, and they sometimes go through a grieving period. There's also
my mother did.
Yeah.
When I left home, I bought my house and moved out. Oh, she cried and had a fit. Horrible.
Oh yeah, but it's natural.
And it only lasted for like a couple days, and then I think she was happy as hell.
There's also a loss of a role, such as the role of a mother, the role of a daughter, the role of a sister. And I think I went through this period because when I have already told you that in 2005, I had a nervous breakdown and I kind of lost my kids. And I was like, I'm not a mother anymore, not a wife anymore. I'm really not a daughter to anybody anymore. So who am I? So I went through that.
Who are you? Who are you, Melina? Who are you?
I have not a clue. There's also a loss of function, kind of like I was talking to my sister-in-law earlier today, and it's like my mind says that I can do things, but my body says I cannot. It's like you're getting old, and some people grieve the fact that they can't do the things that they used to be able to do. So that's that one. And that also goes with the next one, which is loss of health. I mean, my health is, I'm not sick, but I do have to watch my diet because of my diabetes, which I kind of don't like because I like my sweets, but I have to do it. So, and there's also loss of home, sort of like, and all I can use is my examples. Okay. When I was growing up, my daddy was a farmhand. And if he lost his job for whatever reason, we lost our home because our home was attached to the farm. That's why I never knew coming home if I was going to have a home or not, because I never knew what was going to happen to daddy and the farmer and all that good stuff. So people can lose that. Also, people who have foreclosures, people who have fires, that their houses burned down, different scenarios. I mean, it's just whatever it is. And then the loss of independence. This can go with elderly who, for whatever reason, goes into assisted living, or they have to move in with their children. I have a friend who can't have her driver's license, and that's a loss of independence. And it's driving her nuts. And I've been there where I haven't had my license, and depending on other people is really hard. So that's another thing. And a loss of a job. I don't know anybody who has never lost a job. I mean, it's just, what did you say? That.
Alexa started talking to me and I had to mute myself because I had to talk back to it.
Oh, okay.
I don't like when she just starts talking.
Well, you were here yesterday and nobody told her to play music in my bedroom, and she was.
I know. They're
So, but anyway, I was saying, I don't know anybody who has never lost a job, for whatever reason, whether it's on their own accord or somebody else's, they've lost a job. And that covers so much things, because there's the financial thing that you have to go through. There's, if you have dependents, you have to kind of figure out what's going to happen with that. I mean, there's so many little things. So these here are different types of grieving processes that people can go through that you really don't hear about. So, all right, now I'm going to start on this here. I'll stop talking. Well, not really, because I'm reading, so I can't stop talking. Grief can occur from different types of losses, and this includes death of a loved one, loss of a friendship, a breakup, a pet dying, or moving away from home. I don't know if I'm supposed to go across or down, so I'm going to go down.
You can read it however you like.
Other reactions include confusion, forgetfulness, and trouble concentrating. Your body might experience fatigue, aches and pains, or headaches. It is important to take care of your physical health while you are coping with grief. Try to sleep well, exercise, and eat healthy foods. Physical and mental health go together. I've already talked about that. You can't, when you don't sleep, you're not affecting only your physical health, you're affecting your mental health. So everything is entwined in our body. We have to take care of all aspects. As you are grieving, it is important to find healthy ways to cope with your feelings and responses. Positive coping skills can help you start to feel better. And I believe we did a video a little ways back. Beth, what are you? Oh, she's muted. Okay. I don't know what she's doing. I believe we did a video a little while back on coping skills. So if you want to look back at that, you can, but I'll tell you a couple of mine. I write. I mean, everybody knows I write. So that's one of my coping skills. A couple of others is baking. I love to bake. It relaxes me. And I've been doing a lot of that lately. And my crafts, I've told you guys that I like to do crafts. And I'm not very good at it, but I still like to do it, But those are some coping skills. And of course, there's others. There's exercise. Some people like to go exercise. Some people like to go walking. I love walking in nature. I have told my treatment team people that if they ever feel I am getting that my mental health is deteriorating, to get me into nature, to walk. I mean, I love nature. And some people like to I don't know, go shopping, that retail therapy, you know, just be careful with that one. So
Definitely.
that's some. Let's see if I can do this here. Yay! Some common feelings experienced are sadness, anger, anxiety, shock, and loneliness. Some people also might experience a lot of guilt or self blame, depending on the situation. I think self blame goes a long way on a lot of situations. Um, I blame myself for a lot of things. So, I mean, it's just, and Beth, do you think guilt and self blame can go hand in hand?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what
Sure.
I was thinking. Um, and you might want to know, and I'm going to say this because a friend of mine had talked to me about this earlier this week. Um, you have to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. If you say, I hate this saying, okay, I cannot despise it. I've been told it. It's like if you're told to say, suck it up, buttercup. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that. You can't. You have to allow yourself to feel. If you don't, things could get worse instead of better. My friend told me that she has some people who, because she's a counselor, she has some people who's gone into the self-harming, has gone into the substance abuse to try to cope with it. And you don't want to go that way. You want to do the healthy way. So make sure you allow yourself to feel what you're feeling because it's normal. There's no limit time on grieving. Everyone goes through this process in their own way. Make sure you take the time that you need. If you are having trouble coping on your own, it might be helpful to talk to someone. And talking to someone doesn't necessarily mean having to go to therapy. You can talk to your friend, or if you're in a religious organization, maybe your pastor or the pastor's wife or whomever, you know, just don't feel like you're alone because it's always somebody out there. Beth, you have something?
No, I totally agree. The outreach in your church or close surroundings is always good. Just always be careful though, because I don't know why we're getting some feedback. But just be careful sometimes who you trust and who you
Oh,
do.
yeah, definitely. You have to, I would say your close friends, the ones that you really know you can trust, would be someone to talk to. You know, we always have these one or two close friends that are like right here, and then we have the three or four here, and then we have the group out here. The one or two right here are the ones that I would talk to.
Exactly.
So, all right, this here's what I was kind of talking about, just so you could see it. The loss of relationship, loss of role, mother, sister, daughter, or whatever, loss of function, loss of health, loss of home, loss of independence, and loss of jobs. That's just what I was going through with the other one. So, this one here is the non death losses, which is what we were talking about earlier. A person can grieve the loss of anything significant to their physical, psychological, spiritual, and interpersonal lives. Throughout a person's life, they will experience many non-death losses. Some might feel minor and manageable, while other losses feel devastating and life-altering. Beth, can you give any examples if you want to of any of these?
Well, of course, we've all had the loss of relationships where they've gone south, um, and it can be devastating.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because your whole world of a path that you envision has gone haywire.
Unless you're like me that was like cheering when he left. So
Yeah.
I did cry for a few days, but that was about it.
Yeah.
But so
And I guess the other thing is I've had I don't know where I left a position out of necessity for my
mhm,
own mental health,
mhm.
and but that was that creates a mental health issue
Yeah.
as well as it's a relief, but you still got it in your mind like you failed.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Oh
not
yeah.
it's not a matter of you failing. Sometimes it's just a matter of gaining your peace,
Mm-hmm.
because some things you're not meant to do, and some
Right.
things they're just, you got to get away from some of it.
Right. Definitely. Definitely. Um, but as they always say, even if we're the ones that close that door, there's always a window that's open for us to crawl through to get back to where we need to be.
True.
Because sometimes we're the ones that close the door.
Exactly. Because sometimes we need to
Yep. Sometimes we need to slam it shut.
bolt it, nail it, screw it.
Yep. Now these here are, I've only got the 4 here, and there's really another one, but I like the way it was displayed. That's why I got this here. And I think I can do the same thing. Beth, do you think we need to blow it up so you can see it?
If well,
I
if you
can't.
can, if as long as you can read it, I think that'd be good. Oh,
How's that?
that's great. I'm so glad you learned how to do this.
Well, like I said, some of them won't do it, but it's here is usually, not always, of course, because we all go into these different steps at different times, but one of them is denial, and that's usually one of the first steps that you go through, and I'm sure we all know what the word denial means, but denial is often the first stage of grief. Depending on the individual and the situation, the denial stage may also be the shortest lived of all of the 4 stages. As with other stages of grief, denial can reappear even after you think you've accepted the loss. You may say to yourself, that can't be happening to me, or it did not happen. Okay. Now, and I'm not going to do these in order, I'm just going to read them. Depression is another stage. Depression is one stage of grief that may be present throughout the process of the varying degrees. Depression is more than sadness. It involves feelings of loneliness, numbness, and insecurity. You may find that your negative habits are worse, and routine daily activities may seem extraordinarily difficult. Some days may be easier than others as your mind copes with the depth of the loss. Accept that depression is part of healing process. Accept it for what it is. It said that depression is not just sadness. I hear a lot throughout different things that, oh, I'm sad, so I'm depressed. That's not the situation. Number one, and I just know this from experience, you have to show several symptoms of depression for at least 3 to 5 weeks in order to be declared clinically depressed. So just saying it's depression, it may just be sadness. But that's why they said that depression isn't just 2 or 3 days. So you got anything to say, Beth, while you put on your chapstick addiction?
I don't know why I subject myself to this use once a week.
Because you get beautiful gifts like you got today. That's why.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
By the way,
because my birthday's coming up.
Yeah, Friday is her birthday. So everybody who knows her or whatever, just comment on below. Happy birthday to Beth. I won't say her age because I'm not that type, but she is a senior citizen, so we'll go with that. Come on. But let's go on to anger.
Evil one.
Let's go on to anger. Beth, you want to read anger?
I'm thinking I should.
Anger following a loss is your mind's way of fighting back. Anger may be the first emotion you feel, or it may take time to show up. Like depression and denial, anger may ebb and flow. Anger may be directed at yourself, a loved one, or the universe. It can be fleeting, or you may sustain it for weeks. Address anger as a part of your healing in order to deal with it and move on. Now, I'm going to say right here, I don't like it when I get angry. I fight it until I blow my top. And then
she blows her top.
and then nobody wants to be around me.
It's an ugly, ugly mess.
But I don't like anger. I don't like the way it makes me feel. Now I know in my heart and in my head that I need to allow myself to feel it. But remember, I'm not perfect, so I have my own flaws. Beth, how do you feel about this anger?
I have to usually like just be to myself for a little while if I'm angry about something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to really talk to myself and figure out why I got angry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And figure out, okay, am I justified or am I irrational?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I kind of do that, but I kind of wait until I'm cussing and crying and all kinds of stuff.
I know, and you do not want to be present for that event.
If you know, I go through a cussing phase and a crying phase, but when I get quiet, that's the last phase for me, and that's when everybody needs to like stay away.
Oh, when I'm quiet, don't come near me.
You're quiet all the time.
Don't come near me.
Now, acceptance. I like the word acceptance because it means you don't get over anything. And I hate it when people say get over it because you have to get through it. You know, I mean, you can't, there's just no way of going over something, you know. So the acceptance means that you have gotten to that point, you know, you've gotten through it. Although you may go back, right now you're through it. The true acceptance is the final stage, but it does not magically dissolve your other emotions. Understand the reality of your loss. The reality of your loss is part of acceptance, but you must also make peace with it to find true acceptance. I guess it's kind of like when you have to forgive somebody. Why are you dark?
No. I thought I needed some light.
You don't have any light. You need more.
I just turned on the light and you said, why am I dark?
No, you need more. Something happened. Whatever you did, you need more light.
It's because the sun is going down.
Well,
is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is kind of like when you have to forgive somebody. You're not accepting anything for the other person. You're not forgiving anything for the other person. You're doing it for yourself. So you can get through whatever it is that's going on. Now, this is my last one. And I need to get some pictures up here. Oh, how pretty. How pretty. Now, my mind is just saying it's a flower today, Beth, okay?
Because it is a flower. I'm just, taking a wild.
But it could be. I mean, if you look at the rest of it, it could be like a bouquet of somebody walking down the aisle.
With one flower sticking out further than the rest of it.
Yeah, that's the centerpiece.
Then somebody messed up. They're all supposed to be even.
Well, you know how some brides like to stick out? Well, maybe because this bride wanted to stick out, the flower wanted to stick out too.
Oh, I know a lot of people like to stick out.
Give us another thing before I go on to the last one. Oh, wow. That is just...
I think it looks like colors in water.
You think it looks like what?
Colors in water with a wave.
Well, kind of like the ocean.
Right there.
Like the ocean.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say I don't know if anybody has ever done this, but you put several different paints at different sides of a bucket, and then you just swirl it around just to mix them just slightly, and it kind of looks like that.
Okay.
All right, let's get our last one, and then we'll do another picture. This last one, I think, was a pretty picture, and that's why I did it. Do all grieving hearts have a moment when they think,
Are
I
you
can't
gonna put
believe
it up
this?
on the screen?
I thought I did. Oh, I thought I did. I forgot your picture was up there. Okay. Do all grieving hearts have a moment when they think, I can't believe this really happened? And that again goes with denial. Denial, I think, is one of the biggest ones that people have trouble with. Now that's just my opinion, I don't
Oh,
know.
I'll totally agree with you on that. I'll give you a good example of that. I had a friend that was in a relationship quite a while, but the person cheated on him on several occasions.
Mhm.
But they were still intertwined with one another. Well, because the significant other was killed in front of him, it's like he blew up in his mind that their relationship, and it could have been deep, it could have been, but from what the stories he was telling about the infidelity and everything else, I don't see how it could have been as big and strong as it was.
Right. Was the one that ended up killing himself the one that was doing the infidelity?
Oh, it didn't kill himself. He was killed
Okay.
in an accident.
Oh, okay. But was it the one that was in the infidelity that did die, or was it the one that was
the one that was not trustworthy?
the one that died?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And
And
see,
and I'm an outsider looking in,
right.
so it could have been a totally different thing. But
Right. But denial is, denial goes like across all boards as far as I'm concerned. I mean, denial can be just as simple as saying, I've got that money, so I can get that, even though I don't have that money. That's the denial. You don't want to believe that you're that short. Denial goes through everything. I mean, it's just a big, awful, icky feeling.
yes, it is.
But all right, let's see here. I'm gonna come over here and do that. Now I will do this. Oh, how pretty. Now that's a lake behind it.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. It's like a mountain with a lake and then a meadow with flowers. So, how's that sound?
It sounds beautiful.
But
as I'm opening a bill to see how much I owe.
Yours or mine?
Mine.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. No credit is due. I have a balance.
All right. That's fantastic.
Woo-hoo! I don't know how that happened.
Now, this is where you go through the acceptance immediately, Beth. Okay?
Acceptance. Acceptance.
Now, I know we talked about a serious subject and we laughed and stuff, but you have to know that laughter it's the best medicine. I mean, everybody says it. It's the truth.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I want to touch on when we're talking about grief, and I want to talk about the grief of losing somebody too.
Right.
I'll
get it up. Okay.
There we go. This has been, God, I don't even know how many years now, because it's it still seems mind blowing even to this day. Well, let's see. I'll be 57. So it happened when my uncle was 48. And because I had a huge hang up, I had to go see. I saw a therapist for a while, and because I had this big thing in my brain, because I was just like Scott, that there was no way I was going to live past 48.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he died, it just
Stop.
it crashed our family.
Right.
It just
Did he die in an automobile accident?
No, he had a heart attack or something
Oh, okay.
and died instantly. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
his wife tried to do CPR. It just nothing worked.
Yeah.
But he's only 48 years old. And my cousin, his daughter at the time, was in college, and a couple of her friends, of course, had to go pick her up to bring her back to the hospital because the family was gathering at the hospital when it happened. And my grandmother, of course, was still alive, and that was her baby boy.
Mm.
So I saw a significant loss
Mm-hmm.
in her eyes. I mean, you could just see a part of her left that day
Mm-hmm.
when Scott died, and all of us. We were literally going through the motions
Mm-hmm. Oh
for
yeah.
probably 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It took that long
Mm-hmm.
to walk out of the fog
Mm-hmm. Oh
because
yeah.
that was the most hurtful thing to our family.
Mm-hmm.
And there were things that had happened that we found out. No family's perfect. No, everybody gets what the bad thing of it is everybody gets an idea of what they think is going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And it's not at all
Nope.
what
Nobody
they think.
knows.
If they just sit down and talk to you, they would find out a whole different side of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because two people are always going to have different stories.
Yeah, that's why the saying is the truth is his, hers, and the third. The stories. Yeah, the first, second, and third story.
But that was the most. It was a very pivotal and heartbreaking experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, grandmother died.
Mm-hmm.
Papa Mar died. My father died. And it
Was
just
all of this right around the same time?
no. Well, no, it's scattered throughout
Okay.
the last
Mm-hmm.
12 years. But it's just been difficult. And having lost all of them, and then knowing that we've had an attack of a bioweapon, that scares me even more about the rest of my family
Mm-hmm.
and what could possibly happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean that's a heck of that it is. I mean, and
We just don't know. And it's
no,
sometimes the unknown is scary.
yeah,
I think that's the worst fear of anybody is the unknown,
it is.
But I want to say that whether it's through the different types of grief that I had shared today or through the grief of a death, nobody has the right to tell anybody to just get over it.
No.
because everybody
Everybody
has
has to do it at their own pace.
that. And there isn't, as the thing said, there isn't a time limit. I mean, I've known one lady who had lost her son, and she grieved for, I think she told me about a year. She literally was bedridden with grief for about a year because of losing her son. I mean, it's just, and like I said, we all go through it in different ways. I mean, it's just the way it is. So, and I was telling my sister-in-law today, my grandma Fuller, I had only known her for 3 years because my daddy met my mom when I was 8 and she died when I was 12, so maybe 4 years. But I cried like a faucet when she died.
Sure.
But when my grandma Walker died, and my grandma Walker and I were like two peas in a pod, I never shed a tear. Never shed a tear. And I think it was because
the happiness that you had with her.
Yeah, I and when I talk about my grandma, she can tell you, I always smile. My grandma has taught me so much. Not only the baking that I do, the crafts that I do. I mean, not only all of that, but she taught me how to be strong. My grandma was one of the strongest women I knew. I mean, she had to be. She raised 8 kids by herself, so she had to be. Yep. So, but yeah, I see the other picture, and it's a starburst, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, I love it. It's just like that chakra thing, like you seen last week, Beth. Is it the same thing?
No, it's a different one.
It is?
Yep.
But I love those things. I really do. I don't understand the chakras. I'll be honest with that. I don't understand it. But I know some people do, and it's great. My thing is, I like the crystals that I've got only because they're pretty. I mean, I know what some of them are supposed to be able to do. I do know that, but I like things that are pretty. Yep. So, and now I will say that I like, some people aren't with this, but I like to use essential oils. The lavender not only calms me down. If you have pets and you put a little bit on the inside of their ears, it'll calm them down too. So, so, well, I do want to say one thing that I think is a positive. I have made a Facebook page for everyone to go visit. It is under my own thing. It's under oh, sorry. That was Catherine calling. It is.
She's gonna love that ringtone.
Huh?
She's gonna love that ringtone.
Oh, she does. She does. She likes that song. It's just like, I like your ringtone too, James Bond. So I do. Beth likes James Bond. That's why she has that ringtone. Catherine loves country music, and that's why she has that ringtone. So, but anyway, the Facebook is under How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth. Okay, it is under that. So if you want to look it up, you're more than welcome to. I will be posting this video. Not only now
has a Facebook page.
Huh? What?
And you have a Facebook page.
That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, okay. Keep talking.
And I will be posting the video to it as soon as it is uploaded to YouTube. Okay. I am learning the ins and outs. If anybody has, and hold on one second. You hush.
He's talking big time.
I have been on the computer for a little bit too long today. And he's telling me about it. Yep. I will be posting the video. If you guys have any suggestions, please tell me, because I am very new at this with the Facebook page. There is something that I told me that I could do, but it keeps saying that people would need to donate money, and I don't want people donating money, because money is not why I do this. I do this here just to get the word out, that without it being a professional type deal. We laugh and talk and have fun. So, I mean, I just want it to be that way. So if you have any suggestions.
And it's a way for you to extend your friendship.
Yeah. And I do enjoy doing this. I think that's the number one reason why I do it, is for myself. I enjoy doing the research that I have to do. Of course, I enjoy research anyway, but and usually, and I'll tell you, usually the videos that I do, I have actually struggled with that week, or I know somebody who is struggling with it that week. So that's how I come up with my stuff.
Yep.
And I would love suggestions from you guys. If you could please give me some. I mean, my brain only works so much, so I can love some suggestions. So, but please check out the Facebook page and please watch the video on either YouTube or Facebook now. So, and I hope y'all have a great day and have a great week. And remember, Beth's birthday is the 10th, so wish her a happy birthday.
Haha. Don't forget, be good to you.